Here, Peanut. Well, you're already eating. So I think I'm gonna enjoy it.
Hello, Jimmy.
Paul, good to be with you. How are you? Paul, can you hear me okay?
Oh, I can barely hear you. I think there might be a problem with my audio.
Okay.
That would not be good.
I can hear you perfectly.
Yeah, I can't hear you. Okay, I'm going to move to another room.
It
And
could be my
hopefully that
reception,
doesn't
Paul, so don't move on my behalf.
Close the meeting down. I'm crossing my fingers.
It may be me, so maybe if I think I saw Diane or Austin could jump in, see if their audio is better.
Can you hear me?
I can hear somebody.
Hi, Paul, it's Diane.
Diane, can you hear me?
I can.
Perfect.
Jimmy,
Now, let's see. I had to go to my other setup. And let's see what I've got here. I should have this. I don't want that. No, I don't want this one. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, I'm going to have to set this up again. Had it all set up, but so be it. Hello, Antrim. Austin, how are you?
I'm doing well, Paul. Thank you. How are you?
Good. Yeah, let me just had this all set up and there was no way to test the audio. And sure enough, the audio did not work. So I've moved to another room. And now I have to open a couple of things here.
Okay.
So I want to do that. Okay, and I want to do this. Okay. All right, so then I can shut this down. I think I can shut that down, but I have to find where you all are. And not there, but there you are. Okay.
Hi, Ellen just joined, Ellen Goldberg.
Hi, Ellen and Nancy. We're good to go. Okay.
Yeah, I had trouble getting on the link that was in my email.
It's not right.
No, I had to go to the town website, and I got it from the calendar. The one that you sent said there was another meeting in progress.
Oh dear. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I guess I may have screwed everyone up. I thought I had the right date on it. Each meeting has a separate ID, and that may be the problem. So.
Well, I got it from the town calendar.
All right. Well, I may
Paul,
get
I
an
used I had trouble initially, but I tried the link that you emailed again, and it worked the third time I tried it.
Oh, how
Well,
strange.
I just got in on the first time, so I was lucky.
Nice.
Oh, well, Nancy, you have golden fingers. Okay.
You guys warmed it up.
Okay. All right. So as you know, Lynn's not coming tonight. So she's passed me the torch, and let me say hello to everyone. This is a meeting of the Nahant Community Preservation Act Committee. And in accordance with the rules for having remote meetings on such as Zoom, we are inviting people to observe and chat. Ellen, can you access the chat from where you were?
No, I don't think so. I think that the town Zoom account is set up such that only the town
Okay.
hall can see the
All
chat.
right,
That's
well,
the way
let
it has
me, let
been
me
in the
see what I
past.
have here. From Jimmy Dolan, I got a note, Paul, I likely have a bad connection, but sorry, Jimmy, can you hear us? You can chat.
I can hear you perfectly. I just hope that you didn't move rooms on my behalf if I,
No,
in fact,
no.
have a
It
bad
was,
reception.
yeah, I have a complicated setup here, so, okay, well, thank you for letting me know. Okay, so I think we're good to go. Let me introduce myself. I'm Paul Spurn, sitting in for the chair, Lynn Spencer, and I'm an at-large member. Austin, what's your status?
I'm also an at-large member.
Nancy Catalmo, you represent,
So I represent Open Space and Recreation Committee.
and Ellen Goldberg,
At large.
and Jimmy Dolan.
At large.
At large, okay. Well, we do have a quorum, so we can proceed. There is only one matter of old business. And when we finish with that, I'll open the floor to any new business that any of the committee members have, and then I will ask the public for comment that they haven't already given. So tonight's business is to discuss the warrant regarding the pickleball proposal. And let me share my screen with y'all. There it is. And looks like this will do it. And am I correct that you are seeing the latest version of the pickleball?
No, we're still in gallery, everyone.
Hold on a minute. Wait. We're getting close.
Okay,
What about now?
yes,
Okay, well, there you go.
good work.
Another technical triumph. All right. So, Austin, may I ask you to, why don't you read it? I think things might occur to us while you read it, and I'm sure you have ideas of your own, so please go ahead.
Sure. I had reworked it a little bit based on the feedback from our March 7th meeting
Okay,
and sent that on yesterday, I believe. But Lynn did some editing of her own. And then I spoke with Tony about that, and so did Lynn. And Tony is fine with this version of it, or Lynn's edits. It may need some grammatical error editing, which is not my strong suit, but yeah, I'll read it. To appropriate the sum of $71,720 from the FY 2024 Community Preservation Estimated Revenues to upgrade the existing Flash Road public tennis courts with improvements for the playing of pickleball for the purpose of promoting recreation in the town of Nahant. The request for CPA funding, including all incidental and related costs, is based upon an application submitted by a group of volunteers, but all upgrades to the facilities and their use are subject to approval by the town of Nahant and administration by the town administrator and board of selectmen.
maybe we should stop there and see
Sure.
if anyone has any questions or changes. Nancy, you're muted, my dear.
It seems like wordy, but I see like they're covering all their bases.
Yes.
Yeah, it is a bit wordy, or seems to, I don't know, need some punctuation somewhere.
No, I think it's fine. I
Okay,
think it's fine. And I think, Nancy, you're right, that it's covering bases, but I think those bases need to be covered.
Yeah.
I think it's important to acknowledge that we understand the issues, and they're reiterated in the supporting statement, and that's fine too, by me anyway. Any other comments before Austin continues? Go ahead, please.
Okay. Supporting statement. A group of volunteer residents submitted this application to upgrade the existing public recreational facilities located along Flash Road. The proposed request would overlay 4 pickleball courts onto the 2 existing tennis courts. This application included proposed upgrades to the existing facilities so that both tennis and pickleball can be enjoyed at the facility by the public. The Community Preservation Committee is supportive of enhancing the use of the Flash Road recreational area with the proviso, that's a new one.
Proviso, yeah.
Proviso.
Thank
Yep.
you. That the specific elements that receive funding are subject to approval by the town of Nahant. The committee recognizes that scheduling for use by tennis players and pickleball players, parking, evening playing, the reservation system, as well as the implementation of the improvements will entail administration by the town administrator and board of selectmen. Pickleball supporters are contributing $6,610 towards the project.
Well, I think that's terrific. The word entail was left out, so I slapped it in. And I
Thank you.
just knocked out a comma. But other than that, I have nothing to add. Anyone else?
No, I don't like the word administration by the town administrator, but I think I get the word is trying to say, so it's fine.
Yeah. Well, what else does a town administrator do other than
Oh,
administer?
I know, style thing, that's all.
I mean, we could, I think, we could easily wordsmith this, but I don't think it's a good use of time. I don't think it's necessary.
Right,
No.
You can always improve, individual bits of language. It's
Yeah.
just, is it going to make a difference here? Probably.
No.
No, I don't think so. I think it's
No, I
fine. I
don't
think it's
think so.
absolutely fine.
Right.
Wordy, but fine. Like we
Yeah.
all
Agreed.
agree, right?
I think we
Exactly.
agree.
Nicely done, Austin. Thank you. All right. Do I hear a motion that we approve this article ultimately for presentation to the town meeting, subject of course to any discussion that may arise as a result of presentation first to the FinCom?
So moved, Nancy.
Thank you. I'll second that.
Okay. Is there any discussion? This is my favorite part. Hearing none and seeing none.
Is it time for public discussion?
I think oh. wow.
Actually, who is that speaking up there?
It's Aldrich.
Aldrich.
Yes.
Okay. I think I was not going to entertain that because we've already had public discussion of this option of this. But Dave, for your sake, I will make an exception. Love to hear what you have to say, and we'll open the floodgates to anybody else who's on the meeting and wants to do the same. Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, so I'd like to see the corresponding documentation where the additional 78% of funds are required for the Flash Road program.
Well, Tony, are you on the line?
No,
There's a
Tony's
town-
in a FinCom meeting.
Okay.
He said he
So
can join us.
we were told that, Dave, that kind of budgeting was actually required for what you were proposing by the town. And that was their best estimate of what those things would cost. They don't have to spend it all. But we wanted to make sure that it was done up to standards that they felt was necessary. After all, it is a town facility.
Correct. I get that. And I'm happy to have extra money. But my question is, where's the corroborating documentation that increases this grant by 78%. That's my
We
question.
looked over that last week, and I'm not sure I can put my hands on it now.
Well, I saw a one paragraph submission by the head of DPW that there's an additional $18,000 for lighting and additional, I mean, just all these additional costs, which, I mean, we'd like to have some explanation from somebody on how this was determined. I mean, there are, I'm not arguing, but if there are 4 light posts and 4 light stanchions and the wiring for that, where does the additional $18,000 for 4 lights come into play? That's my question.
Got it. Is anybody else on the committee feel capable of answering Dave's question?
I just dug up an email from, this is Ellen Goldberg, and I did find an email from Zach Taylor a few weeks ago. He said, based on the estimates, I've added the following: pickleball court painted lines, add $3,000. Labor to install 2 windscreens, add $1,000. Light poles with LED lights and hardware, add $18,000. And engineering, design, permitting, and bidding, add $10,000. Total additions, $32,000, and this is not being conservative. The lighting may end up being much more depending on what type of lighting you want down there. So that's that. I can't speak to anything else but that.
Ellen, you put your finger right on it. That's exactly what we were looking at.
So it's
Right.
an additional $32,000.
Again, I saw that, you know, and all my question is, how is this extra money determined? I mean, we put a very detailed proposal into you all for the exact cost of the lights, the exact cost of the excavation and the laying of the conduit and the concrete stanchions. And we bid out the, we got the, you know, a good estimate for painting the lines. So I mean, if the lines cost $800 a quart, right? That's, where does the extra $3,000 come up for additional paint? I mean, I just don't get it. I don't understand where this all came from. And we'd like to have some sort of clarification on how where the money where this number came from.
So Dave, this is Austin. We are not going to have that answer for you. You'll have to speak with Zach. It probably a lot has to do with having to use the prevailing wage rates for any labor associated with this project.
Well, I mean, if you want to set up a meeting with, I'm not going to go to a meeting alone. So if you want to set up a meeting with you and Zach and myself, I'd be happy to go. But again, this will be the last comment I have. These are 2 contractors. One is Ed Poulin, who is the electrical inspector and does a tremendous amount of work in the town, who obviously conforms to all the wage rates, and Gennaro, who has done all that work, and not to mention all the volunteer work. So these are 2 very tried and true contractors who haven't even been talked. I mean, no one's even talked to them about this yet. So, I mean, as soon as you all asked me to submit the numbers to the town hall, which I did, and the suggested contractors, I didn't ever say we were going to use Gennaro or we wanted to use Ed Poulin, but these were the suggested contractors. We did that the very next day. And now it's been 2 months and they haven't even been addressed. So I mean, I'm just,
Excuse me, Dave, let me clarify that for me. They haven't been addressed. What do you mean? No questions have
no
been
one from
asked
the,
of them?
no one from the town hall has picked up the phone and discussed the lighting the lighting proposal or the excavation proposal. The lighting, which is all detailed with all of the equipment and all of the labor and all of the site work. It's all, I mean, it's all there. As I said, I don't care if there's, you know, we get extra money, but I'm just having a hard time getting my hands around why this happened after we did all this pretty detailed work and incredible amount of research on everything. So it's, you know, I just want some sort of an explanation on where this additional money came from.
So Dave, I think you know that the stuff that came from open space also got, it was advised by Lynn that who knows how things go when you go right down to the nitty gritty of building it. She felt that we needed to add more and we added 20% to ours. So
What-
it's not like it was just yours. It was people who do this felt like we needed more, so we didn't end up short.
Yeah, I get it. And 20% seems, you know, pretty reasonable, but 78% seems kind of a lot. That's just my, you know, that's my layman's kind of overview. I
Right.
just, you know, so that's all I have to say. You know, and I just am afraid that, you know, just like last year, we got into this 11th hour stuff back and forth and back and forth. And then we never got, you know, had the opportunity to go to the town meeting to present our, nothing. So I'm just a little nervous that things are dragging and, you know, we've done all this work and we have 265, you know, people that are involved in the, you know, supporting this are anxious to know what's going on. And, you know, we've put everything on the Facebook. We've opened the courts. We've given all the, you know, the great notifications on what's going on. We've included everything. So I'm just a little bit confused. That's all.
Dave, I think you're conflating two things here. But before I get into that, let me say that we were impressed with the due diligence that you and whoever was helping you showed by going out and getting very detailed information. So certainly this committee has no reservations about the plans that you submitted to us. And if you're concerned that other parties will look at this either before or during town meeting and throw up their hands and say, this is too much money, there's an opportunity when this is discussed with FinCom to be more specific with them about the details of where the additional funds came from and whether they are really justified.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the second issue that I think you have to understand is we can't spend a nickel on this until town meeting votes it.
Right.
So there's no question about delay. And, you know, many people who are eager to get access to the courts won't have access 1 minute sooner if the figure is the original figure you submitted rather than this.
Right. Right.
But there is going to be a process whereby, depending on the dollar amounts, that this will be put out to bid, and the figures that come back need to be in compliance with the statutory requirements of municipal projects in the state of Massachusetts. So nothing is going to go faster if the figure is lower.
Well, I'm okay with, I mean, I get that, right? But we also submitted a proposal to the Board of Selectmen that we would like the $6,600 that we're contributing to the project to be used in the month of April to line the courts, buy the windscreens, and buy the 2 additional nets. That's what we asked for.
Yeah, but
And-
we can't speak to that.
I know that, but I'm telling you that, you know, we're trying to get some answers
Sure.
on what's going to happen. And if we, you know, the town meeting is in May, I guess, right? May, so late
Yes.
May,
Yes.
right? So then that is absolutely at the peak of tennis court work. So, I mean, I'm just afraid that we're going to get pushed back again, and, you know, and we're going to lose. And so those are my concerns. I voiced my concerns, and I'll wait for Austin to set up a meeting with Zach Taylor, and I'll go to the meeting and I'll get, you know, I'll hear where this extra money came from. But I would like to be
Dave,
able to.
all I'm going to do is send an email to Zach and ask him to explain where his numbers came from. I don't think we need an in-person meeting with it, but
Fine. Okay, well, just keep me posted so we have some idea, so I can communicate to everyone out there what's going on and try to make some sense of what this additional cost is related to. That's all. I want to be clear and transparent with everybody that we're dealing with. So I thank you all. I'm gonna cast off, but I'll just, I guess, wait for that email response. Thanks.
sure.
Thank you, Dave. Let me see if I can access the chat. Let's see. You know, I hate when this window changes and you lose options. It's got to be here somewhere, doesn't it? Now I can't make it big now. That's too bad. Why is that? Start video, background filter, and rename. No, so I really can't make good on my offer to open the chat because I can't access it.
Nancy, you're on mute. You looked like you were talking.
Right, I'm sorry. So Paul, if you move your cursor to the bottom of the screen, you don't get the chat function to come up for you?
Nope, nope. Shoot. No, this is horrific. You can see what I'm seeing now, can you? Do you see my view? No, you still just see my document. Is that right? You didn't see my, it can't, it's so annoying. Gosh. Why is this? No, I can't, all I can see are your pictures. I have no options at control. Zero. That doesn't make sense. Oh, wait a minute. Ah, here we go. It's not on this. It's at the bottom of my regular screen.
That's what I was trying to say, sorry.
Oh, okay, right. It's not on the bottom of the Zoom window. It's on the bottom of my computer screen.
Right.
Okay, anyway, I'm looking at the chat and I see no one other than Jimmy Dolan's initial message. So I guess we can bring this to a vote. Shall I start with Austin,
Aye.
Nancy,
Aye.
Ellen,
Aye.
Jimmy Dolan?
Aye.
Jimmy, I'm delighted that you're still there.
I'm not sure for how long.
No, we're just about finished. And I'm voting aye as well. So the vote is 5-0 with all members present voting in the affirmative. Okay. Is there any new business that any member of the committee would like to bring up?
So can I just ask, Lynn mentioned that all the other things that we had done were revised, but I don't really think we need to see all that stuff. I mean, we agreed on them last week.
Yes,
Okay, so
I
that
think
was
so.
the only thing I was wondering about.
Yeah, I think that's correct. Anyone else? Okay, so the only change that we made, just to summarize, is adding the word entail, which had been left out of the wording initially. And then it has been added to the full selection of articles in the CPA warrant. And they will
And
get
you've removed the
numbers.
comma. I think you
And
removed
we
the
dropped the
comma.
comma also, correct. That is correct.
Yeah.
All right. And yeah, that was down here and that's gone also, as you can see. All right, so if there, is there any, if the, seeing that there's no new business, we're in a position to adjourn. Would anybody so move?
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Second?
Seconded.
Sorry, I see the town clerk is on here. Diane, did you have anything before we adjourn?
No, actually, I wasn't sure if I had gotten an invitation sent about 4:30. I just saw it at 6:30 and wasn't sure if I needed to be on, so.
Oh, I'm
really
sorry.
just here
Diane.
listening. That's okay.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
okay.
that was pro forma. There are about a dozen people who are on that list with you.
Okay, thank
Yeah,
you. Nope,
yeah.
been very informational.
Thank you for coming,
Educating.
Diane.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, so
Thank you for the
Uh,
funding.
you're welcome. Voting on this, Austin
Aye.
and Nancy,
Aye.
Ellen. Oh, Ellen,
Aye.
Jimmy.
Yes, sorry.
I know that
Aye.
email is fascinating. Okay. All right, then we stand adjourned. I should have put a point of information in there. Lynn is trying to restructure the time that our committee will present to the FinCom at my request, really, because I felt that she would do a better job of waving the flag than I would. I guess I spoke for the rest of you, but forgive me. And we'll see how that goes. But she'll be in contact with us by email. Okay, everybody,
So
thank
do
you
we
for
have,
coming.
do we have another meeting next week?
We
I
have
it in my
we
notes.
have a contingent meeting next week because it's
Okay.
always possible that FinCom will have substantive requests that, now we don't have to list, by the way, we don't have to listen to their requests, but they have the power that comes from either giving their recommendation for approval or not. So
Right.
that's the leverage that they have. So it'll be up to Lynn and those of us who go to that meeting to decide whether it's worthwhile our meeting again to make changes, or if there are no changes to make, there won't be any meeting at all. Okay. All right, everybody. Good,
thank you.
Good to see you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Good
Bye,
night.
Night.
everyone.
Good night.